Let me share something with you that I found shocking and contrary to my previous belief. But if we really think about it while referring back to what we learned in previous lessons, it makes sense. Remember how I mentioned that if you exercise with the same weights all the time, your muscles won't grow? It will definitely become easier and easier for you, but you won't necessarily be able to lift higher weights better than if you steadily increase them at regular intervals. This is similar to what's going on in our brains, so let's quickly recap. When we learn new things, synapses fire and the brain forms new connections. When you repeat those things, synapses fire in the same pathways as before, making them even stronger, which allows those signals to travel faster, which in turn makes you perform the actions you intend to do more easily. Keeping this in mind, we should very clearly see that working on something challenging, where your brain has to struggle and revisit and recreate connections, is what's required to make the brain grow. The opposite is also true, which means that if you work on something that is easy to you, there's not much growth going on there. And this leads to an astonishing conclusion. Solve hard problems and make mistakes in math if you want to grow, but keep on solving problems of the same difficulty by practicing various similar exercises until it's easy for you if you want to do it faster. Which means that if any of your colleagues is able to solve something faster, they're not necessarily smarter than you, but they simply already have the right pathways formed, and those pathways have been strengthened enough to quickly realize how to solve that particular problem. You can get to the same level by practicing, just like in an RPG game. Before we end this video, I want to tell you about an example from history that illustrates this very well. Most of you are probably familiar with Thomas Edison, the person who perfected the incandescent light bulb. Ignoring the scandals he was involved in, there is one specific situation that shows how making mistakes, working hard, and possessing a growth mindset can help you surmount any challenge in the context of perfecting the light bulb. Many considered it an act of genius, but Thomas Edison had only 3 months of schooling because his teachers sent the boy home with a note to his parents saying he was too stupid to understand anything. His parents told him the exact opposite, which encouraged Thomas Edison to study on his own. Years later, when working on perfecting the light bulb, he went through many thousands of mistakes until he finally found a way to make it work for longer than a few seconds. In fact, long enough to make it feasible to use electricity for lighting instead of gas in millions of homes and offices. When reporters asked him how it felt to fail thousands of times, Thomas Edison replied, "I did not fail. I successfully found thousands of ways that would not work until finally one did."